Hello and welcome to ThePrint's weekly show, Polygraph. With a major win in Karnataka elections, Congress seems to be taking lead to bring together various opposition parties. Several opposition leaders have been invited to swearing in of Chief Minister Siddaramaiah and his cabinet. But should this bother the Bharatiya Janata Party? To answer this question and to discuss upon it, we have with us our political editor, Mr. D.K. Singh. So what are your thoughts about this gathering that has taken place in Bengaluru?
See, first of all, exactly 5 years back, in 2018, when you had this Congress-JDS government and H.D. Kumaraswamy was being sworn in as the chief minister. I was there, I was attending that ceremony, and you had a larger group of opposition leaders. So you had at least representatives of at least 1 dozen political parties. And you had Mayawati, Akhilesh Yadav, Arvind Kejriwal, Chandrababu Naidu, Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi, you name it. I mean, all top opposition leaders. KCR did not attend it. A day before the ceremony, he came, congratulated the chief minister designate and went back. He was not on the dais, but all these people were there on the dais, and you could see the kind of body language they were showing. So Sonia Gandhi, Mamata Banerjee, Mayawati, they were all hugging each other. And that became a big talk in political circles, that probably something had happened. And they have all come together, at least going by their body language, that something was going to happen in 2019 Lok Sabha election. We saw what happened. In fact, about 7 months after that show, that swearing in of Kumaraswamy, you had this parade ground rally in Kolkata, where Mamata was addressing. She had also invited all opposition leaders. That was another attempt. That was her attempt to kind of take the lead in bringing everybody together. Mayawati didn't go there. All these people were there. Of course, Siddaramaiah, who was there in Bengaluru, was not to be seen in Mamata's rally. Right. That's very obvious. Mayawati did not attend. She sent Satish Chandra Mishra as a representative there. But everybody was there. The body language again. I mean, it was like a message of unity. And that was barely 3 months before the next Lok Sabha election. 3 months later, you saw, who went where? Opposition unity, that entire concept. It was nowhere to be seen in the 2019 Lok Sabha election. Right. In UP, you had just about a year back, you had Sonia Gandhi and Mayawati hugging each other in Bengaluru, and in UP, Mayawati just refused to break bread with the Congress. Congress was left out of that SP, RLD, BSP alliance.
Right.
So that's the history you have. So before we discuss further, I would actually like to talk about your history, because Amit Shah, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, they often talk about how chemistry is more important than arithmetic in an election.
Right.
So Amogh has done an analysis of what the opposition parties got in 2019 Lok Sabha election, and if all of them were to come together. And of course, he had left, in some states, he has left, in West Bengal, for instance, he had left out the left parties, because left would never go with Mamata Banerjee that you expect. So he has left out a few parties here and there in different states. Right. He is looking at a state-specific alliance. It was not supposed to be a national unity thing, but a state after state, which are the major players. If their votes in 2019 were to be put together, how would they perform? And his analysis tells us that if all those opposition guys were to fight together in 2019, BJP would fall short by 39 seats. So BJP got 303. If they had fought together, BJP would have come down to 264. Yeah. About 8 short of the majority figure. Yeah. So Amogh, you tell us about your analysis. So again, arithmetic in 2019.
Right. So a little about the methodology. So what we've done is, we've done it seat by seat. All the 300 seats where BJP had won. On one side was the BJP candidate, and on the other side, the total votes won by the opposition candidate. This does not include independents, this does not include Nota or other very small parties which are not heard of. So what we found out, as you've already said, that on 39 seats, total votes received by opposition were more than the BJP candidate, bringing their tally down to 264, 8 short of the majority mark of 272. Now, which all parties we've included? We've included, of course, the Congress. We've included Samajwadi Party, Trinamool Congress, left parties, but not in West Bengal. We've also included JDS and certain other smaller parties. But the interesting thing is we've also included BSP and TRS. One might think that how much would BSP or TRS impact the tally, but BSP has an impact on nearly 17 to 20 seats, including some of them which were outside Uttar Pradesh. When we talk about Congress and TRS, now BRS, coming together, BJP won 4 seats in Telangana. On 3, they would have lost. So, how do you see this analysis, this data that
now we have to take it as a caveat. So, TRS and Congress going together, well, it's a very difficult proposition because Congress considers itself as the principal challenger of the BRS in Telangana. So, theoretically, it's fine. You can say that they would have some kind of an understanding, but it's a very difficult proposition to believe.
Right.
BRS and Congress coming together, that is very unlikely. So let's leave these 3 seats out.
So, but even when BJP is emerging as a major opposition for BRS in Telangana, doesn't it look like a good bargain?
No, because BJP is still, look, you saw some bypolls, assembly bypolls.
Right.
You saw Greater Hyderabad, the municipal corporation election. You have seen the BJP's graph rising. But the fact is, Congress is still the principal challenger there. It has been traditionally one of the strongest parties.
Right.
In Andhra, Congress used to dominate it Andhra even before bifurcation.
Right.
Post bifurcation, it has been losing ground in Telangana, and Andhra it has been kind of wiped out. But it's still a force to reckon with.
Right.
For the BRS to join hands with the Congress, I mean, it will only hurt the Congress in the long run.
Right.
Given the situation it is in, so I don't really see that happening. So I would rather say that even in the context of 2019 votes, let's keep this BRS Congress thing out.
Okay.
Again, BSP, for instance, BSP, your analysis I just saw, you're suggesting that, okay, if the SP, BSP, RLD alliance of 2019,
right.
if they had Congress with it, BJP would have lost 14 seats more in UP. So the BJP's tally would have come down to 48 from 62 in 2019 if Congress was part of that alliance.
Right.
And on about 7 or 8 seats in other states, if the BSP were with Congress, then again BJP would have lost another 8 seats in different states.
For those who are wondering that how BSP can impact, just a mere, maybe they've won just 1%, 2% or 3% vote share. But when it's added with Congress, it becomes more than the BJP candidate. That's how it's impacting in 5-6 states.
So now this is what happened in 2019, and it's a hypothetical situation if the Congress and BSP and SP everybody was together, and if the BSP and Congress were together in other states. Mind you, in this election, Mayawati has made it very clear that she is not going to ally with any other party in the Lok Sabha election.
Right.
So again, you are ruling out the 14 plus 8 seats, 22 seats that you said that would not have gone to BJP. Let's take that also out of the equation. So 3 from Telangana. Again, we are talking about 22 out of that equation. So that leaves you just 14 seats that the BJP would fall short of if all other parties were to come together in 2019.
Right.
So basically all the opposition parties coming together, arithmetically also you see, what they got in 2019 doesn't really make any impact whatsoever.
Right.
Even if they were together in 2019,
right,
won't really make much impact.
Right.
And that's a hypothesis we have worked on it. We have counted the votes they had got then.
Right.
And then again thinking that all other parties would be coming together. Now Congress should be going with Mamata Banerjee in West Bengal, which never happened because in 2019, Congress was going with the left at the 11th hour. The split happened. They did not come to any understanding on the seat sharing formula. In different states, these things have been happening.
We'll also give that division in every state, which all parties they would come together.
So probably you have prepared this graph. You can probably share it with our viewers.
There's this map on your screens, and I'll also run you through in each state which all parties are coming together to defeat BJP if they do.
And we won't mind if you think it's hair splitting. We are just discussing a hypothetical situation because all the there's this renewed attempt for that opposition unity, which hasn't really happened. It has been talked about for a long time, but it has not happened. So we just for an academic exercise, we decided to put those votes together for the opposition parties to see what difference it would make. But if you cannot really extrapolate that in today's situation.
In Assam, Congress and AIUDF, when they come together, they would have won one seat.
And mind you, Congress and AIUDF came together for the first time in Assam in the last assembly election. And since then, they have fallen out. So again, to think that they would come together, it's a big hypothesis to make.
In Chhattisgarh, Haryana and Jharkhand, Congress and BSP coming together would have won 2 seats in Chhattisgarh, 1 in Haryana, 2 in Jharkhand. In Karnataka, JDS plus CPI would have won 1 seat and Congress plus BSP would have won another seat. In Madhya Pradesh, again Congress plus BSP would have won 1 seat. In Maharashtra,
you mean 1 more seat? So BJP would have lost 1 seat.
Yeah, BJP would have lost 1 seat. In Maharashtra, Congress plus Prakash Ambedkar's VBA plus SWP, which was with UPA in 2019, would have won 4 seats. In Manipur, Congress plus CPI, 1 seat. In Punjab, Congress plus BSP, 1 seat. Telangana, again Congress plus TRS, 3 seats. Tripura, Congress plus CPM plus Amra Bengali, a West Bengal-based party, would have won 1 seat.
When he says they would have 1 seat, he's talking about the BJP losing that seat.
Yeah.
Right?
Again in UP, BJP would have lost 14 seats had Congress, BSP, SP, PSPL, OP Rajbhar's party all would have come together. In West Bengal, Congress plus TMC could have defeated BJP in 6 seats.
So if you're thinking we are stretching this 2019 votes a bit, I mean, you're right. As I said, it was just an academic exercise, that arithmetical stuff we are trying to see. Because, of course, Maharashtra we cannot talk about, because Maharashtra you have MVA now, untested so far. I mean, in assembly, by polls, yes, but otherwise untested. In Bihar, you have another alliance working, that Mahagathbandhan. How Bihar would vote, we don't know. So there are lots of uncertainties here. When we talk about this, it's quite an old data. Just we thought that, okay, let's put them together and see how it looks like.
But again, talking about this data, do you think a repeat of 2019 will or is possible in 2024, considering there's still that Modi factor?
Yes, but again, I would put a caveat here.
And to what extent?
Yes, so point is, Modi factor is still very important, and we have been seeing the survey reports. He still remains very popular. But the thing is, 2019, there were many other factors. And this is where you have to actually take Karnataka results into account. It was not just about voters wanting to dislodge the BJP government there only. So, and in the last episode of Politically Correct, I will put the link here. We have discussed how it was not just about Karnataka. Because voters were also keeping an eye on the central government's performance.
Right.
A section of voters. So repeat again, the other factors. Opposition unity, of course, don't work. The way it didn't work in 2019, I don't see that happening. But there are some caveats like, things have changed in 2019. In 2014, you had the voters wanting to dislodge Manmohan Singh government and bringing a strong and decisive leader like Narendra Modi. By 2019, they got a lot from the Narendra Modi government.
Right.
So there was money being transferred into their accounts. They got toilets, they got health insurance. They got a lot of things from the government. Then, farmers getting money directly into their accounts. Then you had Balakot airstrike, Pakistan. So everything, lots of things were very different in 2019.
Right.
And mind you, like in 2019, voters, even if some voters had this feeling that, they were not very happy, they would feel that, you have to give Narendra Modi another chance. After all, Manmohan Singh was also given another term.
Right.
So give him another chance. But in 2024, it will be like yet another chance. So how voters will behave, we don't know. But yes, Prime Minister remains very, very popular even today. So it may not be the repeat, but I would still give an edge to the BJP just because Prime Minister Narendra Modi is there.
Right. So there's one more thing. We are in the election year. 1 year from now, there would be Lok Sabha elections. So there are elections to 5 states that are coming up. Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh, Telangana, Mizoram. Do you think those results of those states would have any impact on 2024 and the alliances in run up to 2024?
To an extent, yes. In the sense, although when you look at the 2018 elections in these states,
right.
In 2018, Congress had won Rajasthan, it had won even Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh,
right.
TRS had won Telangana. Of course, MNF was there in Mizoram. So BJP was nowhere. BJP looked like completely out of the picture. And suddenly what happened a few months later in the Lok Sabha? So people do vote differently. It's also a fact that, then the opposition was totally clueless. They didn't know how to fight. In Karnataka, you have seen they're learning how to fight. So they'll probably give a stiffer challenge. As for the opposition, how they would come together, if state by state, if they start coming together, there would be some impact on the vote shares. Not in places like, say, Rajasthan, where, every BJP candidate has been winning by 3 lakh, 4 lakh margin. Not in states like Gujarat, because victory margins have been so much. But in states where, there were smaller victory margins, probably these opposition parties coming together, state-specific alliances I'm talking about, or understanding, there may be some impact. And what the next round of assembly elections would do is, it would also tell the BJP what is working, what is not working. Because the big flaw we are witnessing now in the BJP's campaign is it's becoming very predictable. Same Hindutva, same nationalism, same reliance on the incompetence of the opposition parties.
Right.
And the same reliance on Prime Minister Modi's popularity. But of course, it will work differently in Lok Sabha election. We cannot really compare its impact on assembly elections. With the Lok Sabha, of course. That's different. But what it will do is, if right now there is this big tussle among leaders in the opposition camp. So as you see, Mamata Banerjee hasn't gone to Bangalore to attend that ceremony because she still thinks she's ready to break bread with the Congress. But she's saying that, look, where you are strong, you fight. Whether we are strong, you support us.
Right.
So basically telling the Congress that don't fight in West Bengal because you have got just 2 seats. So the rest of the seats, you stay away, you just back us. Will Congress do that? TRS should say, fine, but many things. Whether TRS is willing to join hands with the Congress or not later, because post-assembly, everybody will be under pressure. Things will change. And if the Congress's performance in those assembly elections is better than it is expecting, say it's pretty well placed in Chhattisgarh. It's giving a good fight in Madhya Pradesh so far.
Right.
Rajasthan, it's split and you see many things going against it. But still, 5 months to go, things may change. If Congress performs well, and out of these 3 states that it had in 2018, now it has just 2. If it retains even these 2, it will actually show that Congress is back in the picture. It can fight back the BJP. Because BJP, there is this general impression or general assessment of the opposition leaders that when Congress fights against the BJP, it loses for sure.
Right.
So it changed in Himachal Pradesh. But again, in Himachal also, it was the BJP's fight to lose. It was not that the Congress won. In Karnataka, for the instance, Karnataka results, I would say, BJP did not lose it. The Congress won it because of its superior strategy.
Right.
If the Congress shows the same superior strategy in the next round of assembly elections, probably other opposition parties would start doing a rethink.
Okay.
And probably accept the Congress as the primary player in the opposition camp.
Right.
So that's how it will change.
You're saying if they beat the odds, then...
Yeah, if its performance is good, if it out of 3 states that they have won in 2018,
right.
Now they are ruling 2 states.
Right.
If out of these 3 states, if they get even 2, out of Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan, I don't really give much to the Congress in Telangana, so I'm not counting Telangana here. I'm not counting Mizoram either, because MNF is pretty strongly placed and Congress has not shown any will to fight in Mizoram.
Right.
So out of this, you can just count on the Congress to do something at all in these 3 states, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh and Rajasthan. If Congress does well, of course, there'll be a different attitude that you will see in Mamata Banerjee or Akhilesh Yadav or KCR, who have been challenging the Congress's numero status in the opposition camp. But if Congress performs badly, then again you have the entire opposition rejecting it. Congress cannot win.
Right.
And then you will have the same situation as you had in 2019. Everybody left to fend for himself or herself.
But do you think there's scope for Congress to come back in 2 of the 3 states you are mentioning?
We don't know. 5 months to go, and you cannot predict voters' mind sitting here. But so far, Congress has been doing well. Congress government has been doing pretty well in Chhattisgarh. And the BJP is looking like, I would say, clueless. I mean, how to counter that. So the narrative is with the Congress right now in Chhattisgarh. In Madhya Pradesh, under Kamal Nath, Congress has been working for the last 1 year.
Right.
So there also you see some fight coming.
Right.
In Rajasthan, both sides are split. I mean, it's the factions in both parties, and there's anti-incumbency. In Rajasthan also, people are known to change government every 5 years. So odds are stacked against the Congress in Rajasthan. But as I said, you cannot predict voters' minds. And 5 months to go, lots of things are yet to come.
We also have a question from one of our viewers. His name is Saransh Goyal, and he's asking, without one opposition leader and one ideology, is opposition unity actually possible, according to you?
In fact, my take is opposition unity is not possible at a national level. It won't happen because, there are many parties in the opposition camp whose genesis is in anti-Congressism. Many of these parties have the Congress as the principal contender. I just had say in Telangana.
Right.
In Odisha, you cannot have BJP and Congress coming together. Look at Punjab, for instance. You cannot have the Congress and Shiromani Akali Dal coming together. It won't happen. So, in different states, the different dynamics, and there are many parties which are ideologically, fundamentally opposed to the Congress. So, that national unity is not possible. These parties may have some local level understanding in different states. As for the opposition having one leader, because I don't see that unity happening, I won't really venture much in terms of my response about the need for one leader, because it's not going to happen. And even if one leader, what do you say? What do you think? Kejriwal is going to accept Rahul Gandhi as the prime ministerial candidate?
Right.
Or is Rahul Gandhi going to accept Mamata Banerjee as the prime ministerial candidate?
Right.
Yes, there will be a big question in voters' mind, Narendra Modi versus who? That answer, nowadays, increasingly you see, even in assembly elections, leaders are projected. Not necessarily, but in many assembly elections. Here you talk to people now, the first question is, okay, Narendra Modi, fine. Narendra Modi has not delivered, if some of them think so. But who else? That's a big question mark. And that slot has to be filled.
Right.
Because if you are just... But the opposition's strategy is probably people will be so fed up. I mean, what they think, the anti-incumbency will be so strong that they would just vote out the BJP. It's not a question of voting for a party or a leader. It's a question of voting out a government. Right. That would be the opposition's biggest hope.
I think with this, we should wrap up this episode of Polygraph. Thank you for watching. Do tune in for more updates from The Print.